Let's watch some crazy stuff, yo!
Comedian Dave Chappelle causing controversy while speaking about the ongoing war during a recent show at the TD Garden.
Jeez, Rick, oh my God, what's going on? I mean,
Relax, Morty. Don't worry about it. Let's just see where this goes.
Chappelle, who is Muslim, referred to what is happening in Gaza as war crimes and said students should not lose their job offers for supporting Palestinians. Some in the crowd cheered his comments, while others got up and left.
Okay, you can change it.
Welp, it looks like Dave Chappelle has triggered a large-scale walkout from one of his most recent performances in which he couldn't help himself to weigh in on everything going over in the Mideast. Now, I understand that is a divisive issue. Even I have lost a couple thousand subscribers from talking about it, mostly from people that are probably like, shut up about it and make fun of more blue-haired people, and perhaps that would have been the safer route. But this is pretty interesting, as he seems to kind of side with one individual side, and perhaps you can take a guess who that is. But, you know, Dave Chappelle has been very open and critical, talking about certain groups of people, you know, their perception or the fact that you can't criticize certain groups of people. Even though people walked out, I actually agree with a lot of what Chappelle said. And, you know, ultimately, this is the risk you take to speak your mind. And this video is, of course, sponsored by Field of Greens. I won't nag you about your diet. I don't always eat healthy either. But I will share that the Mayo Clinic says that if you want to prevent heart disease, lower blood pressure, and cholesterol, eat 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. I don't, and you probably won't. That's why I take Field of Greens. Unlike the others, each fruit, each vegetable in Field of Greens was medically selected by doctors to support your vital organs, heart, lungs, kidneys, and immune system, especially with flu season here. That's why I trust Field of Greens to help me stay healthy. Field of Greens works fast. You'll feel better with more energy. You'll notice your skin and hair and nails will look healthier too. If you don't always eat right and exercise, join me and take Field of Greens. Let me get you started with 15% off your first order. Visit fieldofgreens.com and use promo code TheQuartering. That's promo code TheQuartering, one word, at fieldofgreens.com, fieldofgreens.com. Give it a try, especially for the holidays. You know, no one wants to get sick. That's the primary reason I take it. Dave Chappelle triggers walkout from Boston show after comedian slammed the Terrys, and of course then also talks about Israel's oopsies. Most people want you to pick a side in society. If you address the fact that both sides perhaps did something wrong, people don't like that. But the fact of the matter is that yes, paragliding in and going after innocent civilians is pathetic, cowardly, and wrong in every conceivable way. Some of the things I've read about the IDF and, Palestinian civilians, also wrong in every way. And if you point that out, people lose their mind. But the reality is, the truth is in the gray. Dave Chappelle sparked a walkout during a show in Boston last week after slamming Israel for its crimes against Palestinians. The comedian made the comments after telling the audience that he didn't think students who were protesting in support of Palestine should have lost job offers. I agree with that, actually. Now, I understand the free market. I understand, look, you're a Jewish person, you run some big company, you see this kid supporting the people that, are going after your people. You don't want to hire them. I understand that's totally natural. I'm not going to say you have to hire them or that you should hire them. I totally get that. I have less of an issue with people who are like losing out on opportunities in a free market than I do where people are like getting fired from their existing jobs or getting canceled or whatever, because people are allowed to have an opinion. Okay, now if you support, perhaps like a specific event that was very, very bad, I understand it. But that's why it's just easier to try and look at things through a lens of impartiality. The comedian who made comments after telling the audience he didn't think students who were protesting in support of Palestine should lose their jobs, a furious audience member shouted, "Shut up," according to the Wall Street Journal. With a 50-year-old comic who made it clear that he has also condemned the bad guys Went on to claim that Israel, of course, did other terrible things as well as cutting off water and other essentials. That is a pretty spicy move. Now, the complaint is you look at the ruling party in Palestine and the amount of money that their leaders have, billions of dollars, if you look into it, they certainly could be doing infrastructure, I would assume. Some in the TD Garden Arena got up and left, while others applauded, shouting, quote, "Free Palestine." At the end of the show, Chappelle argued that two wrongs don't make a right. A spokeswoman for the comedian said he denied being in Boston that night. That is the weirdest, most bizarre part of this. He denied even being there? I mean, he definitely was there. It's on his tour. It was on his tour list, the city. The city was on the tour list. There are numerous, I mean, dozens and dozens and dozens of examples, right? I mean, firsthand accounts of people that were there. I mean, an audience member who walked out of the show took to social media to criticize Chappelle for his comments. The audience was cheering Chappelle during his tirade. I was sick. We were sick. I turned to my friends and wife and said, "I think it's time to go," he said. We walked up and met with many other Jews leaving the show. Never in my life have I felt so unsafe and so fearful of what I was witnessing. The military response by Israel to their initial attacks has seen more than 4,300 Palestinians perish, according to the health ministry, which is run by the Terrys. I mean, what's interesting is, you know, this is, I mean, you can see these people were there. They've got, I don't know what this yonder thing is. Looks like a phone case, maybe. I don't know. You have Chappelle stuff. I mean, you obviously, people were there. And this is the risk you take, right? You see now everyone's going to spin it the way they want to spin it. In general, there's nothing that Dave Chappelle said that is inherently wrong. People should have a First Amendment right. I understand. Freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequences, and that is, in particular, if you are cheering for one side, and again, you want to get a job in Wall Street or the banking industry or Hollywood, and you're cheering against Jewish individuals, you're going to have a difficult road to hoe. Maybe it doesn't mean you'll have zero chance, but we've literally seen people say, "Give me the list of these people. They're on a blacklist. I'm never going to hire these people because of this." That's their right. I wish that people would understand that a lot of these kids are young and they say stupid things, and they may look back and understand things are, figure out that things are more complicated. I don't think they deserve to have their lives ruined for it, but consequences are a thing. And this is the very same group of people, by the way, that would scream in my face about consequence culture. There's no such thing as cancel culture. It's consequence culture. Well, okay. That's what this is, If audience walks out on Dave Chappelle after he criticizes Israel during the show in Boston, it seems like, one particular side in this can't accept that they've ever done anything wrong ever. And that I don't agree with. I can feel a few more subscribers leaving here, but, look, I wish that they could live in harmony and that, the innocent civilians could get their water and their internet and their food. I think that this is a very fine, uncontroversial position to have. The idea that people are getting fired for expressing opinions in the United States is concerning. I understand how both sides feel. And again, that puts me in a precarious spot because there are a lot of people that are like, well, the IDF and Israel are doing all these things, and so they deserve it, which is sick. And the other idea is that that everybody in Palestine supports it, which I doubt. Although I don't know, I've never been there. It seems unlikely that they would all support it. It seems like most people just want to live their life and not get, cratered. The idea that people are yelling "shut up" to him. He also did condemn the attack. So I mean, I think that he said, hey, both sides screwed up, but only one group of people left. From what I know, from what's being reported. And, the firms, again, 3 students who attend either Harvard or Columbia were denied job offers at a top law firm after they signed a letter supporting the Terrys, which that's okay. I mean, that's going to happen. David Polk, Wardwell, a law firm in New York City, rescinded letters of employment for 3 law students at Harvard, Columbia universities after the students signed on to open letters supporting what had happened. The firm's announcement came via an internal email that was later posted to social media. A chair and managing partner at the firm, Neil Barr, said that the statements in the letters were contrary to the firm's values. Thus, we concluded that rescinding these offers was appropriate in upholding our responsibility to provide a safe and inclusive work environment for all Davis Polk employees. Well, the problem is you have a bunch of Jewish people that work there. They don't want these people working with them. You know, that's the reality of it. What are they going to do? Dave Chappelle also criticized the city of San Francisco during a surprise show in May. That's what the F happened to this place. The comedian told the crowd that he was dining out at an Indian restaurant in the city's Tenderloin district and said a homeless person left a gift in front of the establishment just as he was walking in. A spokeswoman said Chappelle denied even being in Boston in a statement provided to the Wall Street Journal. However, the shows at TD Garden in Boston were posted to the venue's website. I mean, that's such a weird, bizarre thing. You know, you see Dave Chappelle goes on pro-Palestine rant, cheers of free Palestine, Jews leave. I don't know that he said a ton of things, you know, but here's a more specific transcript. Chappelle mentioned everything going on. A gentleman towards the front yelled, "You shut the F up." Chappelle lost it on the man yelling, "You do not tell me to shut up at my show." Chappelle then started on a tirade of his beliefs, leaving comedy behind and focusing purely on politics. While what happened was awful in and of itself, what made my heart sink and started to invoke fear was when a crowd of nearly 20,000 people started yelling out, "Go Palestine," "Go Hamas," and other related hateful jargon. The audience was cheering Chappelle on during his tirade. I was sick. We were sick. We walked out, met up with other people leaving. Never in my life have I felt this self. You know, I think here in Boston, they write, how is there so much hate for Jewish people? Look, I don't know about you, but I never ever think about Jewish people. I don't. It's so weird. Like, I don't think about these things about anybody. So, I don't know. You know, there's a lot of people that don't care for you know, they have their own reasons, I guess, for picking one side or the other. But certainly this is an interesting development for Chappelle. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.